Do your desires still feel fresh and good to you? Or do your desires feel torturous? Do they torture you because they're just not here and they haven't been here? So every time the desire comes up, because the desire doesn't go away, right? But your resistance to it gets bigger over time because you want it, but it's not here. I want it, but it's not here. I want it, but it's really not been here. I want it, but I've been trying and it's really not been here for so long. And so you keep yourself in sort of a torturous cycle. And since that desire doesn't go away, or nor can it ever go away, because your inner being, the larger part of you, has already vibrationally become what you wanted, then that means you have to get up to speed with your desire. And a desire that feels good to you, that you get up to speed with, feels like exhilaration. It feels like ecstasy. It feels like the highest levels of positive emotion. It feels like what we would call satisfaction. It feels like satisfaction. It feels like moving in the direction of who you are. It feels like being who you really are. It feels like being one with source energy. It feels like ultimately, it feels like you are right now in this now moment, living as you came here to be, in the exhilaration and joy, the joy that you knew that you would experience when you came into this body, and you came into this body experiencing it. But when you came into this body, not all of you came. Most of you stayed in the non-physical realm, and that part of you is still here with you right now. You weren't just dropped off. You continue and are expanding source energy. You are source energy beings, and because of your time here, you are actually expanding all of non-physical, all consciousness. You're moving it all forward, and this is the leading edge. And your manifestations, the things that life has caused you to want, the objects, the cars, the homes, everything, that is very leading edge. You came here for that experience. You came here for the tactile, physical experience. But when your desire is not here right now, you really get unhappy. You get dissatisfied with that desire. But the thing is, everything that you want has already become a reality. It is a reality. And in any moment, you could align with that reality. And that reality could transfer from this vibrational reality where it's staying, because the thing is, there's no urgency about your desire. It's not going anywhere. Your inner being, your placeholder, will always be holding it. It will never get tired. It will never get tired of you missing the rendezvous point. It will never get tired of your resistance. It will always be there vibrating for all of eternity. So you really do have the chance to line up with what you want. And that's what this video is about. You are so much more closer to your manifestations than you think you are, because it's not a physical distance. You think of it as, oh, like, I want money, but I don't know how I'm going to get it. So the physical journey is I don't have it in my bank account, and then it will finally be in my bank account. But truly, it's not physically far away. It's only vibrationally far away, or it's vibrationally close, depending on how you feel. You see, your emotions are the key to all of this, the key to your success, because you have already put everything into this vibrational reality. So now you have to gauge, you have to understand that you're either moving towards your vibrational reality or going away from it. And that's what your emotions are about. That's what your positive emotions are all about. Your positive emotions are telling you that you are moving in the direction of what you want, and negative emotion is telling you the opposite of that. It's telling you that you are now moving, by virtue of this vibration, aka thought, you are moving away from what you want into what you don't want. And so when you want something, at first it feels really good to you, it feels really fun, and if you could just hold that really fun, fresh, joyful feeling, meaning I want this house and it's gonna be so nice and it's gonna make you feel so good, and you talk about why you want it, and that keeps you in that momentum longer, then you can steadily see that manifestation play out in front of your eyes. There is a physical manifestation from the vibrational reality. But first, there's no reality to observe with your eyes. There is this emotional reality, because when you're first in the vortex, when you align with what you want, when you're matched to what you want, first you feel the emotion of it. You feel the positive emotion. You feel the exhilaration of your source energy. And the emotion is a manifestation. It's a very important manifestation, but it's not the manifestation that you're interested in. And truly, if you could go for the emotion instead of the physical manifestation, then you would have the secret to success. And it's not really a secret. It's just naturally who you really are. But the thing is, you're so hung up on manifestation. You want to see it right now. So if you can't see it right now, and if you really, really can't see it right now, then you're not going to be satisfied. But the thing is, in any given moment, you can be a match to what you want. And truly, if you're standing in the same place for a long time, and you're not wanting to stand there, and you know that there is this vibrational reality where the solution exists, it means that you are in any given moment offering two signals. Most of the time, you're offering two signals. So it's like stalemate. You're not moving anywhere. You're offering the signal about your desire, and you're offering a signal about your belief. Or you're offering, another way of saying that is, you're offering the signal about your desire, or you're offering more like you're offering the signal of your desire, and you're offering the signal of the absence of your desire, one after the other. So it's like, I want this, but I don't have it. I want this, and it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really exciting. Oh, but it's not here yet. It's not here yet. And so it's that sort of it's a sort of like seesaw experience where it's jerky, it's not fun. And so you try to do the most impossible thing ever, which is give up on your desire. You try to be like, okay, maybe I'll do something in the interim. I'll try to ease my way into these desires. Well, it's not a bad thing. But the thing is, when you really have strong desire, you have to stay up to speed with that, because that desire will hurt you, because life is not going to stop calling you to want that desire. In fact, that calling of your desire will get stronger, because the more you know that you really don't want something, the more you really want the presence of it. You know exactly what you do want. And so when you know what you really do want, but you're resisting against what you really do want because you really don't see it, then you're in a world of sort of uncomfortable resistance, right? Because ultimately, there always are two frequencies to what you want. Every subject is really two subjects: the presence and the absence. Whether it's the dollars, whether it's success on any level, which is whether it's the books that you're wanting to write, whatever the subject is, body weight, whatever the subject is, there are always two subjects within it: the presence of what you want, meaning the millions, the billions, the trillions, and the absence, the poverty, the absence of what I want. And in any given moment, you could be focusing on one or the other. And usually you're focusing on the absence of what you want because you're seeing that. You're used to only talking about what you can see with your eyes. So you're used to being truthful. You're used to weighing out the pros and the cons and being objective and being like, okay, like I dreamt about this and it still doesn't come, so maybe I need a plan B. You're used to, judging yourself, judging your past, taking score, facing reality. You're used to being realistic. You're not used to dreaming and just dreaming for the sake of dreaming, because you're still in this mindset of I'm gonna manifest it. But the thing is, there's nothing to manifest, because what you call a manifestation is this physical moment, is your realization, is your five senses picking up on, is your acknowledgement of this is a reality. That's a manifestation. And emotion is a manifestation as well, because you have to realize it. Your emotion is not just there. Your emotion is the most important piece to all of this, because when you do things for the emotion, now there's no resistance. When you're dreaming for the joy of it, when you're dreaming for the feeling, because the feeling is what you really want. And the thing is, when we say that, what we really mean is the feeling is what you really want, right? But the thing is, you're not going to feel the feeling in order to make it happen, but it just so happens that when you feel the feeling, then it just so happens. But the thing is, we don't want you to feel the emotion for the ulterior motive, because then you don't really feel the emotion purely. That's the thing, is you're not pure in your frequency. You're offering vibration of your desire and the vibration of the absence of it, and that's what is making for this jerky experience. That's what's making for this experience where you're not getting what you want. And we're like, it can only be that reason, because this is the law of attraction universe, and it can never be that you haven't created a vibrational reality of it. It can never be that this is something that's too big for you, or it's not meant for you, or some higher power is blocking you from something, because your inner being is never blocking you or saving you or protecting you from something. Your inner being is always leading you to what you really want, leading you to everything that you have discussed in very fine detail throughout all of your life. So what are we really saying? What we're saying is you want to dream about your desire, and when it feels good, that's success, because now you're experiencing the feeling. Because when you are dreaming about the money, and when we say dream, we mean want, we mean daydream, we mean picture yourself, we are talking about visualization. But the thing is, you want to do all this manifestation work not to make anything happen, because when you try to make something happen, then you get really tired, then you get really bored, then you get really angry, because you're like, I've been doing all this and I still don't get what I want. And then you stand as one of those people who are saying things like, well, I've been doing this, I've been dreaming, I've been doing everything and I still don't get what I want. And we're like, but the thing is, if you really understood law of attraction, then you would understand that the reality that you're talking about is the old reality. And as you continue to talk about it, that signal gets stronger. So that becomes your belief, even though that's not what you want your belief to be. And the thing is, it's real. We're not saying it's not real. We're saying it's real. You did not get what you want, and it's been like X amount of time, and you're right, you haven't gotten it. And a lot of people would sympathize with you. They'd be like, you're right, because a lot of people, you could join groups and a lot of people will say, hey, like, this is my experience too. And you would be right. You would be accurate. You would be accurate in your account of your details, right? But the thing is, if it's not something that you want more of, then that's not something that you want to focus on. Because if the realness of it is the reason why you're focusing on it, and that's why you focus on it, because it's real, then that reality will stop you from the reality that you truly want. Because in any moment, it's two different frequencies that are always there, that are always active. And the thing is, what side of the stick are you on? What frequency are you focused on? And your reality, your physical manifestations that you're experiencing, your day-to-day manifestations, are telling you what side of the stick you're on. And so contrast, you can't help but live through contrast. And resistance is not a bad thing. Wanting something but not kind of believing that you can have it is not a bad thing. It's a clarifying thing. And resistance is that thing that you're doing that is signaled to you by your negative emotion. Which means that you're holding a vibration, you're focusing yourself in a way that's literally blocking your ability to receive the fullness of your desire. And usually it's because you're talking about it's not the fact that it's not here. You're trying to explain to the universe why it's so bad not to have it. I really want money because I really hate being poor. I really don't want to work a job. I really don't want to do this. But the thing is, the universe isn't hearing your pleas, it's hearing your vibration, it's responding to your vibration. And so since this is a vibrational world, then your emotions are the most important part. That's the thing, is your emotions are not being utilized. And the thing is, you don't really use your emotions, but you lead yourself vibrationally to what you want with your emotions. So your emotions are not being utilized in that sort of way, in the sort of sensitive way that you could be using it. Because the thing is, when you look at a reality and it doesn't feel good, just because it's real, you're going to focus on, even though it doesn't feel good, even though it hurts. But the thing is, dreaming feels frivolous. Dreaming feels like, yeah, I can find the dream, I can find the feeling of what I want. It's so easy, but how come it doesn't come? And we're like, that's why, because you're not focusing purely on the feeling. And most people don't purely focus on the feeling. And how do you focus purely on the feeling? Because we know you must be asking, how do I focus on the feeling of something that I've never had before? By being very general about it, by talking about not about the walls of the house, and not about what neighborhood it's in, because that's what you think. You think, okay, I need to make a list. The universe knows exactly what I want. But what we're saying is, you're not trying to tell the universe, you're trying to align and create an environment, a vibrational atmosphere that allows you to be in the receiving mode of your desire, so that things come in your mind in the form of impulses, in the form of ideas that literally guide you, or allow you to act on these impulses and lead you to what you want. And that's what we're saying, is there could be this instant manifestation. You could align with your desire because you're so focused on the dream, you're so more focused on feeling good than you are about telling the truth. You could do that, and there could be instant manifestation, because this is not a lot of time that we're talking about. What we're really talking about is vibrational alignment. And when we're talking about vibrational alignment, we're not talking about time, because the thing is, if you want all of your manifestations, then you have to vibrationally align to them. You can't be in and out of the vortex and never expect anything to happen, because it's in the vortex, and you have to meet this, rise to the signal, rise to the vibration of you have to achieve the high vibration of the vortex, and then what's in the vortex will flow into your mind. The thing is, you're not usually in that high frequency, and we're not saying all the time, but we're just saying when you're talking about the things that you're wanting, then usually you're not in the vortex, because you're not there for the emotion. Now you're there for the ulterior motive. Now you're there because you're like, I've done this before, I can make it manifest, I can do this. But then that ulterior motive, it just gets you. You can never get around the ulterior motive. So we're saying the feeling is what you want, so find the feeling in the dream right now. So that means that you're literally living the relief of the money in your mind, and you're feeling it before the money is even here. And we're saying is, a dream that feels good to you is success. That's the success that you're looking for, because a dream that feels good to you is a dream that will turn into a reality. But the thing is, you don't want to dream the dream to turn it into reality. You want to do it for how it feels. But that's the thing that we really have to sell you on, because you're not used to doing things that feel good for the feeling of them. You're not used to pleasure, because pleasure is bad. You're used to working hard and sacrificing, but where does that really get anyone? It doesn't get anyone really very far. In the action world, sure, you work a little harder than others and you get more, but it's still minute, is still very mediocre in comparison to what you could have done if you focus your energy on just dreaming. So we're saying be frivolous, dream, enjoy your desires before they manifest. Look for the improved emotion instead of the improved reality. We want you to be like, well, I don't have this desire yet, but I have the feeling of it, and I love the feeling of it, and I'm gonna just feel confidence in the feeling of it, because you want to believe it when you see it. But we're saying is you have to believe in it fully 100%, because you can sense it. You want to sense it and put all of your belief, and then the vortex will prove it to you. And first, it'll be small things, and before you know it, it'll be things that you really care about that come out of the vortex clearly and into your mind and into the world for everyone to enjoy. You really are the creators on the verge of such amazing creation, and it really is that small missing piece, which is the emotion. Focus only on the emotion, because the emotion is what you really want. But now, as you find the emotion, now you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to even make this whole thing manifest in order to find the emotion, because most people are doing all this hard work. They're trying to write the book to get the feeling of writing the book. But we're saying if you found the feeling of the book even before you wrote the book, then the book would have to happen, because that's how the law works. But most people would say, well, I've been trying that, I've been trying to do that, but how come the book doesn't come? And I'm like, that's why, because you're more focused on the fact that it's not coming. And even though you're asking, right, because you want to know, you want to find clarity, but still, that's the most strongest vibration that you have on relative to the topic of your book. So you want to clarify, you want to find the easiest match, you want to find the easiest way to feel good, you want to step back away from the details, and you want to tell yourself, hey, there's a vibrational version of this book that will always remain true. And so what does this book feel like? What does it feel like to have what I want? And as you talk about how it feels, then you actually start to affect your vibration. You start to shift your vibration, and the shift in your vibration will be signaled to you, indicated to you by your shift in emotion, and that shift in emotion is what you're looking for. But the thing is, you don't need a reality to change it in order to experience that shift in vibration, in emotion. You can conjure it, and once you can induce it in your mind, then now you have the true understanding to manifest anything that you want. It's just tuning your vibration. That's it. It's tuning your vibration to the absence less and to the presence more. You want to tune your vibration to the presence of what you want and less to the absence, because that's literally what separates you and the ones you call geniuses. Because the geniuses, they for some reason, and a lot of the times they're so stuck in contrast that all they could do was dream, because that was the only way that they could truly feel the joy and the oneness. And then reality had to shift, because when law of attraction looks at you, when it shines its light on you, when it hears your vibration, it hears, oh, this person is really rich because this person is feeling very prosperous. This person is feeling very clear and very abundant and very open and very satisfied. And then everything from your vortex, it comes into your life in the form of avalanches. And that's what you're here for. You're here for the avalanches. You're here for that instant manifestation, because there should be no reason why. Well, there is no reason why, other than the fact that you're kind of sloppy in your thinking. And you know why you're sloppy in your thinking? Because you love talking about it, and then you try to take your desire back. You try to be a good sort of manifester, which means I'm not gonna think about anything. And so instead of not thinking about anything, you feel bored. And the reason why you feel bored is not because you're doing something wrong. It's just because you're used to fast momentum. You like speed. But the thing is, it's very interesting, because it feels very hard on you to want something that you can't enjoy right now, but you can enjoy it in your mind. And if you can hear that you can enjoy it in your mind, because that's all that's required. Because the more you enjoy it in your mind, then the more there's momentum, and the more there is momentum, then there is manifestation.